Judiciary Committee that there was political interference from the highest level of the DOJ in the case of longtime Trump ally Roger Stone. Aaron Zelinsky, who ultimately resigned from the case, says prosecutors were told to give Roger Stone special treatment because of his relationship with the president. Sparks flying between lawmakers.
The sickness that we must address is Mr. Barr's use of the Department of Justice as a weapon to serve the president's petty private interests.
They can lie to a FISA court to get a warrant to go after a president, to go after a major party's political campaign. If they can do it to a president, imagine what they can do to you or I. That's why this is important. That's why the work Bill Barr is doing is important. You guys can continue to play your political games. Bill Barr is going to get to the truth.
Meantime, news just this last hour that A.G. Barr has accepted an invitation to appear before the panel on July 28th. Among other things, he will face questions about the firing of the top federal prosecutor in Manhattan. Joining us now is Harry Litman. He is former U.S. Attorney and Deputy Assistant Attorney under Bill Clinton, and Tom Dupree, former Deputy Assistant Attorney General under George W. Bush. Tom, I'll start with you. Let's talk about the Michael Flynn situation first. Does this put an end to it?
Well, that is a great question, and my prediction is that it will not necessarily put an end to it. Today's decision was handed down by a splintered three-judge panel, and under the rules of this appellate court, the full court, the entire D.C. Circuit, has the right, if it chooses to do so, to review this panel opinion. And there may well be other judges on the D.C. Circuit, including Merrick Garland, our old friend, who may look at the panel decision and say, we need to give this another look. So I think today's decision is an important milestone, but by no means can we be assured that it's the final chapter in the saga.
Harry, do you agree with that?
I do agree with it, and moreover, the two judges who wrote have been sort of splintered from the rest of the court before, have been a lonely duo. So if they do rehear the case, there's a lot of reason to do it, but a lot of reason not to. I think they will, in fact, disagree and reverse. So I agree with Tom, not an unimportant event, but not the end.
So, Tom, let me ask you, we got this news in the last hour that A.G. Barr is agreeing to testify, and they're all talking about how the Justice Department has become a political weapon. One of the first topics of conversation has to do with the way that Roger Stone has been treated. Do you believe the claims that they were pressured to drop the charges because he's a friend of the president?
Well, what we've heard today, and look, the fact is that line prosecutors, when they get overruled, they often don't like getting overruled. And sometimes there can be legitimate reasons for overruling, and on occasion there can be illegitimate reasons. I think it's great that the Attorney General has agreed to come forward and talk about it, because certainly fair questions have been raised, and the Attorney General has said time and again that there is no room for politicization within the Justice Department. The agency, the Justice Department, historically has had a rock-solid image for integrity, and I think it will be a good thing for the Attorney General to get up there, to look the congressman in the eye, face the tough questions, explain why he did what he did on the Roger Stone case and on other cases, and do his best to dispel all of these allegations about improper political influence that have been swirling around the department in the last few months.
Harry, along those lines, as an attorney, what would be the first question that you would ask him?
Well, I'd ask him, why does Aaron Zelinsky say all this came from the highest levels, meaning you?